Does anyone else relate to feeling like you live in a Truman Show? I mean, it's just becoming more and more feeling like that. I know I don't, because for me, I have a lot of frustration in my life because I feel like a lot of doors are closed and there's not a lot of opportunity. No matter what I do, it's always shut doors, and I only have it feels like I only have one path I can go down. And a lot of the problems, straight up for me, is because I'm a slave to my children. In my instance, I'm a full-time dad. I got my kids 24/7. I don't get child support. I don't get welfare, and I work a full-time job. So I have a lot on my plate, a lot of stress, and honestly, I'm just burnt out. And I tell my kids, I need you to become independent as quick as possible because I use all my resources for taking care of myself when I'm older for right now to survive. And that's just what I have to do. And that's why I tell them, I need you guys to get independent as quick as possible. You're going to have to take on a lot of responsibility for your own life. You're not going to be able to sit here and be a 25-year-old not doing anything. I just recently had a kid that turned 18 a few months ago, or 6 months ago, and he graduated a few months ago. And a lot of parents would be like, oh, you don't have to do nothing, or just whatever. But I need my kids to become independent quickly, so I don't have to they don't have to feel like I'm a burden on them later in life. I need to be able to take care of myself, and I don't want to be a burden on anybody. That's just me. I'm pretty stubborn in that aspect where I don't like to ask for help. I like to do things on my own. I really don't like asking for help. I hate it. But there's a lot of frustration that comes with that, because I could be putting my time towards other things, but since I have to take care of them, soon to be just one, because one of them is moving out, and that's going to help me out tremendously. Honestly, it's probably going to put me instead of steadily going down economically, I'm probably going to be even now. Probably something like that. So when a lot of people can relate when it feels like you're going to work, and a lot of people don't want to work because it's like you're going down. I'm working a ton. I'm working 40 hours a week, and why am I continually going down financially? Because of inflation. So you have a lot of people that just don't want to work, and what's the point? You have to have a carrot. You have to have incentive for people to want to do things they don't want to do. If there's no incentive, they're just whatever, I might as well just go on welfare, because at least I can somewhat enjoy my life. The thing about human nature is we like to have a goal. We like the journey. Even subconsciously, we're striving for the actual goal, the finish line. But once we get to that finish line, it's what's next? It's okay. When Michael Jordan won that first championship, he probably was thinking, what about the next? He might have celebrated a little bit, or anybody, right? But at some point, it's okay, celebration only lasts so long. Now it's time to get back to work. But if you're not really getting any type of, if you're working your butt off and you're getting taxed heavily by the government, and there's a substantial part of the population that doesn't have to do work. They just get welfare, and they're just giving welfare out to illegal immigrants, or giving funding wars that have nothing to do with us. Well, I guess it does because of NATO. NATO should just be disbanded. But it's like when communism doesn't work because there's no incentive for the individual to innovate, to work hard. Why would I work? Why would I work as hard as if I was an engineer or whatever and I was engineering things? Why would I work as hard as somebody like that's a dishwasher if we both get paid the same? Why would I care about innovating? I would just be going through the motions. And when you just go through the motions, it's just like, what's the point of this? You know, you need some type of personal accomplishment, but you don't really feel like you get that. For me, I feel like I can relate to a lot of young people, Gen Z, that are coming out in the world. The difference, because I have to really pay attention to my finances, and I really hate it. I really hate. You know how boring economics is. You know how boring all that shit is, finance. And I listen to all that because I don't want to be homeless, man. That's the thing. I don't want to be homeless. And you cannot screw up nowadays. I was thinking about moving back to Michigan. And I was looking at, and my old job was going to hire me back because I'm a good-ass worker, man. They're going to hire me back. And then I was looking at the rent up there, and I was looking at pay, and I was like, man, I'm going to be taking a big step back. And if I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna be a little dog again, what's the point? It's not like I'm moving up to a way better environment. It's not much of a better environment. You know, a lot of the females are overweight there, just like where I'm at. You know, there's not a lot to do, unless you're outdoorsy. Same as where I'm at. But I thought to myself, like, my kids are gonna be moving up there. And I thought to myself, why would I do that? Why would I do that to myself financially? Especially when we're in a recession, we got huge inflation. I could be setting myself back like $5,000 and in debt. Sure, I can do that, but how happy would I be in that type of scenario? For me, I honestly need just to focus on myself, and that's another thing why they need to become independent as quick as possible, because I just need to focus on myself and figure myself out, honestly. People would be like, oh, you're so privileged because you live in America. Yes, man, I got air conditioning, I got a car, I have ample food, I'm not starving, I got clean water, I got showers. Like, dude, yes, man. Yes, I have it good compared to most of the world, for sure. But it doesn't mean I don't have struggles. Even rich people have struggles. Even rich people go through crap. Not like feeling like, what's the point of this? Because they have everything handed to them. They already have everything. Why would they need to continue to work or do anything? They just exist. But for me, I had to put a lot of traumas. I've had a lot of traumas in my life, and trust me, people have had a lot worse than me, man. Come on, but it doesn't mean that the traumas that I've had doesn't affect me to this day. To sit here and be like, these traumas are just whatever, man. Maybe you're a stronger person, you know. Maybe you had a little bit different. Maybe you're more resilient. For me, it's mostly I'm just fucking burnt out. I can't even fathom like having my own business and going through like all that responsibility. I already feel like I feel like I'm running a business with having a family that, you do so much, and just like, man, I'm just done. I'm just tired. And for me, it's like in my instance, I've overcame a lot of things, a lot of addictions, a lot of traumas. Still have those, and I've had to put those on the back burner and keep moving forward for my kids and all that. But it's just difficult to keep. It's difficult. I can relate to Gen Z, man. I can relate to them, even though I have more of a. If I wanted to, I can do more things because of my status with credit and all that. I built up credit, whatever. So I could do more with myself if I really wanted to. But I don't, because I got responsibilities. Like I said, I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to go down that path. And I think a lot of people have that. Why they don't want to work is because they don't feel like they're going nowhere. You're just on a treadmill, and it's like you're on a treadmill. You're working your ass off, right? There's no carrot to keep moving you forward, so you got to use like your own. I guess the carrot is starvation. So we're at, or homelessness. That's the carrot that keeps moving you forward. But you're working your ass off on this treadmill for like 2 hours a day, just running hard. 2 hours straight a day, and you're actually getting fatter. That's what it's like working here in America. We're just continually take on water, and then these politicians lie. They lie to us saying, "Oh, we're working for the working class." They don't work for us. Like, they're just liars, man. They don't care about the working class. They care about the people that's giving them all the money. They care about the establishment. That's who they care about. They don't care about us. And a lot of these people hopefully are going to be voted out. I don't give a damn if they're Republican or Democrat. There's pieces of shit on both sides. Mostly the Democrats, what I see is they're mostly sellouts. There's a couple of them that don't seem like they're complete sellouts. I like Tulsi Gabbard. Manchin's done some good things. Even Kristen Sinema, she's done some things to keep checks and balances going. But you see, like, people like AOC, who I just posted a video. Man, if I don't know if this is real, I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's real, that she's worth $29 million. When she was like a bartender 4 years ago, and now she's worth $29 million. Her salary is like $200,000, like less than $200,000, well, something. She should have less than $1 million right now, right? And she's worth $29 million. Like, where did all that come from? Well, when she probably went and rubbed elbows with the tax-rich dress, when she went to smooth over, or smooch, or I don't know. I can't say the word right now. She went and was with those wealthy people putting on a show, Tax the Rich, and they're all like, "Oh, you're so funny. Oh, you're so good." She's just a sellout, man. She's a sellout. Like most politicians are sellouts. And all this stuff like Brittany Griner, or anything racial. People talking about racist, anything like that. Anything with the LGBT, all this stuff, all these shenanigans are to divide us. That's all it is. It's to distract us and divide us. We're distracted by our rights being taken away, or trying to be taken away, with the guns, trying to take our guns. And our value and our wealth. Like, they will not stop spending money. They refuse to stop spending money. Even like the anti, whatever the name of the bill was to help inflation, is causing inflation. They should have some of the smartest people. I just think this is controlled. You can sit back and look like, what are they making that dumb decision for? Like we're at war with Russia right now. We might not be in a kinetic war with them, but we're funding Ukraine. We got their back for whatever reason, even though they're not our ally. Why are we doing that? Why? There's a video of Biden admitting corruption when he was vice president with his son, supposed to be on some board, and he said, I'm going to withhold this $1 billion if you don't fire this lawyer that's investigating that board or whatever, Burisma or whatever. There's a video of him bragging about it. There's no investigation on him, but they want to continue to investigate. Like, how much investigations did they do on Trump? How much of our tax dollars did they waste on Trump? And they didn't get nothing. Nothing. And then now it's the January 6th. But they will not investigate Biden or his kid. Like, why? Why is this? We are in Hillary Clinton, all of them. We got people like Swalwell, who was literally in bed with a Chinese agent. You got Nancy Pelosi and some Republicans even insider trading, but there's no investigation on these people. But if I did insider trading, or Martha Stewart went to actual prison for it, nothing happens to these politicians because they're above the law. Why are they above the law? They create the laws and then they're above them? No. What kind of leader is that? That's the same thing with our management nowadays. We're when you're at work and then like you're working your ass off, you're just a regular worker. And you might sit down and you can do your job like maybe 15 minutes doing like sitting down, and then your fucking boss comes up to you with some kind of attitude where he's been in the air conditioning all day sitting on his ass. He comes up and has got like an attitude because you're sitting down doing your job. It's like, where's the leadership? Where's the example? You're setting the example. That's why I say the last 50 years of men have been fucking shitty examples. And that's why you see our society so divided and fucked up right now. It's such a cancer. Not to mention other countries like China feeding in propaganda, or elitists who own a lot of these fucking tech sites, or they have they're heavily invested in these tech sites, or the mainstream media. They feed the propaganda to all the sheep, and they believe every single word these people say, which, when I was younger, I didn't know any different. But a lot of people just want to be asleep, man. And you can see this with what happened in 2021. You got Deborah Burns or Burks, whatever, saying, take this. You got to take this, and it's going to help prevent the spread, or it's going to help you prevent. I forgot exactly what she said, but she was advocating for that in 2021. And then now she's like, oh, we overplayed our hand. No fucking shit, you overplayed your hand. Why the fuck would I take something when you people will not take responsibility for side effects that happen to me, and you won't release what's inside for like 50 years? It's not like 10% of people. What is it? The rate of the rate of death is like 50% if you contract the disease, It's so dumb to me that were so afraid of it. When you got no kids dying, if you're relatively healthy, you don't really have to worry about it. And there's doctors and other people coming out, and I can't really talk about it on this platform because I'll get banned. Isn't that some shit? You can't even have conversations. You can't even just have a conversation and like, either like criticize or question the establishment, and then you're labeled as spreading disinformation because I can't think for myself, or I just can't question things. I can't even question. It's some bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. I don't know, man. For me, I wanted to talk about this too. It feels like when I say it feels like a Truman Show, it's because it's like basically the same thing over and over and over. Every day is the same. It's just like, it's a little bit of a difference. Pretty much everybody has the same type of personality every single day. They're pretty much the same. It kind of seems like they're NPCs if there's people I talk to, right? They do the same fucking thing. They have the same fucking mood. There's not a very like difference. And it's like they're fine with this system. They're fine with the way things are. Like everything's like golden for them. But for me, maybe I'm just the crazy one, man, where I have bad days and I don't want to sit here and fucking lie about it. I don't want to sit here and be like, yeah, everything's great, and just pretend I'm fucking happy to make other people feel fucking great, to make everybody else feel fucking comfortable. I fucking hate it. That's why I don't like working with people. That's why sometimes I don't want to be around anybody, because I'm in a fucking shitty mood and I just don't want to act fucking fake. They're like, our whole fucking society is like based on fucking lies, man. Like white lies and shit. You can't tell the truth. People can't handle the fucking truth, like that saying. Can't handle the fucking truth in that movie. Most people can't. If there's something wrong with you and somebody points it out, like, I haven't been feeling good. Well, and I say, well, you look like you're a little bit overweight, or yeah, I can't really get rid of this cough. I'm like coughing all the time. Yeah, you smoke. I mean, quit smoking, dude. It's like, you can't even like tell people the truth without them getting their feelings hurt. You know, we just gotta like, oh yeah, like pretend like everything's okay. It's so dumb. Like, maybe I'm just like the crazy one though. Maybe everybody has like no problems in their lives and everything is just hunky-dory. They don't really have to go through struggles. Or maybe they just like deal with it better than I do. Maybe they're just stronger. Maybe everybody's just stronger out here. Or maybe people are just being fake. It's just like when you see people with a new truck and you think, God damn, man, they're rich. Or they got a house. Or they got all these nice clothes on. They always have the newest stuff. Like nothing is like, you're like, damn, man, I wish I had that. But you don't realize, man, they're probably like, you don't realize they're $100,000 in debt, and all that is fake and all that is show. Isn't it crazy that we're slaves to the man, and the man is the rich, but then other people are slaves to us to make our material shit, and everybody's fine with that because they get their Nike or whatever. There's literal anti-self-deletion nets in China factories. People probably feel like I do. There's no point of their life. They don't want to be a slave. They don't want to do that manual labor. I'm so glad that we progressed past chains slavery, physical chain slavery, how people were treated back in the day. But it's more of a mental slavery now. That's what it is. It's a mental. A lot of people are slaves to their addictions, or slaves to somebody else's luxuries, trying to provide those luxuries for them. Or they're slaves to avoiding their emotional problems that they've occurred in their life. Or they're slaves to the system, slave to the dollar, slave to the government. And you wonder why people are just like, I don't want to have kids. Why? If you're intelligent and you see that your life fucking sucks, and if you bring another life into this world, and their life is not going to be much better than yours, maybe probably worse, why the fuck would you do it? Especially when there's a bunch of kids that are starving to death in this world. Why? There's some of the things that I agree with the globalists on, that, you know, but I don't agree with their total control over everybody. I don't agree with you owning nothing. I think that if you own stuff, you're more responsible for it. If you have to work for something, you appreciate it more. If you have to maintain something that you own, you appreciate it more. If you don't have to maintain it, you don't give a damn. You get a lease for a car. You do the bare minimum. That's all I've ever done. I do the bare minimum. I don't go all the way. Why? Because it's a fucking lease. It's just to get me where I gotta go. Same with like you renting an apartment. Well, you're not gonna go and spruce up the place more than you have to. I mean, you're not gonna, I don't know, buy stuff to make it fucking better, because you're not, you know what I mean? Like, why would you? Because you're probably not gonna be living there forever. Some people think that this is, like, I heard it a couple of times, that they think that we're already in hell. And I know they were joking, but there's a lot of people that feel like that, man. Feel like that we're in hell. And sometimes I wonder that myself. You know, for me, it's like I said, is so many doors that are closed. You know, when I'm making videos and I don't see them getting the views that I think that they should, and then there again, I shouldn't be attached to outcomes. But I think, like, this should be more widespread. You know, somebody should see this, right? And then share it, and then it'll help me gain a platform. But that type of stuff doesn't happen for me. That's why it seems like doors are just like closed. Like, I'm just going down a narrow hallway with like a ton of doors, and they're all locked. And like, I'm banging on these doors because I'm tired of going down this long hallway. And I just feel like a damn slave, dude. Probably a lot of people feel like that. Well, the only jobs that are available are like $14 an hour, and you can't even survive on that. And then these companies are just getting record profits every fucking year. Every year's a record profit. And then their CEOs just make tons of money. It's like, and then when they fuck up the company, they get this golden parachute that's worth so much. They get so many millions of dollars. It's like, it's a fucking joke. And then the people who are actually working their asses off, you know, probably they could be taking years off their lives, risking their own fucking life and limbs going into these fucking places and doing the hard manual labor. They get fucking scraps. These companies don't invest anything back into the people. They just like hoard all this and then just gain more and more. And then they become so out of touch with the regular person. It's just stupid, man. That's why I think there needs to be a limit to how much somebody can acquire, how much wealth, not so much, maybe not wealth, but like how much somebody can invest in. You know, these rich people, they avoid paying taxes by like using collateral for loans, and then they don't, it's something with the taxes. I'm not gonna explain, but look that shit up yourself. You can see how they do it. Whatever loophole they can find, they'll do it. And then these same people are like advocating for communism, but they don't want to pay. They're climate change people, but they live high on the hog. Like, they're not going off grid, and they're flying around everywhere. It's ridiculous, you know. Like, if you're gonna be a leader, fucking lead. You want communism, then give up all your money to the state. You go first. But they don't, because they're liars. A lot of these people are liars. And if you tell the truth, like I do, you're either banned or you're shadow banned, highly censored. They don't want the truth out there. It's just stupid, man.